Hello everybody, it's me, Dalton from Madden Sports. Today we got a great matchup for you, another one that we've already seen. It's the Detroit Lions and the Chicago Bears. These two face off yet once again, and this is going to be a good one. Now, Detroit Lions, they won back in, I believe it was either week 4 or week 5 of the season when we last faced the Bears. But, my friends, this has been a great season so far. I'm loving every minute of it. This is a side of the Detroit Lions that we've never even seen before. Now, I was able to talk to the coach, and he said they want Jimmy Garoppolo to play for this week and next week, and then afterwards he's going to let some of his other quarterbacks take over until the playoffs so that they can get some more playing time than what they have, which I think is a smart thing that shows, a good coaching job. It lets your players, get more reps out there on the field and maybe more help for you and your team and all that other good stuff. So this is something I'm really looking forward to. Now, we looked at what America says, and America says that the Bears will come out on top 38-35 in overtime. And for people that have gone for the Lions, only 3%. And the Bears, 97%. Now, this is strange to me. The Lions are having a pretty good season. People aren't, giving them the camaraderie that they basically, a little bit deserve. Some of the respect. But with the Bears, though, they've struggled a lot this season. I feel like maybe, you can't give up hope on the Bears. They've always been one of those teams that can come right back. So, without further ado, I'm going to let it go to the boys, Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis. I'll see you guys after the game, of course. So, till then.
Today, from Ford Field in Detroit, it's a special Thanksgiving Day presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. Jimmy Garoppolo and the Detroit Lions versus Daniel Jones and the Chicago Bears.
First opened in 2002, there's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, the Motor City. Both teams emerging from the Ford Field tunnels just a short time ago. And, of course, the loudest cheers were reserved for the hometown Lions. They're set to go as they will match up with the Chicago Bears. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, we look at this Lions team entering play. They've certainly found their groove of late, winners of 5 in a row.
And I think the sky's the limit for this team. They're playing the best football that they've played in a long time.
It's been a tradition since the early days of the NFL, and we're off on Thanksgiving Day in Detroit. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by their quarterback, who's now in his 8th season in the league, and that's Jimmy Garoppolo.
And he is hot, hot, hot. Yeah, okay, so there's a blemish in there, right? He did throw one interception in the last game.
But 5 touchdown passes.
Okay, that's the offset you want.
I say bench him. 5 touchdowns, 1 interception.
You are tough, coach. I thought the ratio was if you got to 3-1, your quarterback was operating at peak efficiency. 5-1.
And a win.
And a win? Yeah, just let him keep throwing it.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. The numbers a week ago from Melvin Gordon. 15 carries, 74 yards. On second and a yard, Garoppolo.
And even though it's a short week, running backs love when they're in a groove, and that's exactly where he is right now. He's hoping to feast a little bit more here on Thanksgiving. Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL, so when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around, trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Johnson. And the Bears are going to take possession of the football as they force the turnover on the opening drive. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by their third-year quarterback, former 6th overall selection from Duke. It's Daniel Jones.
Coming off of a loss their last time out, I think he's just seeking to make a bigger impact on the game. He threw a touchdown pass, didn't throw an interception. I think he just wants to jump those numbers up in terms of flinging it around and letting his receivers get into the end zone.
And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know, you know better than I, he has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
2nd down and right back to McCaffrey. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain that time, and it leaves him with 3rd and 11 coming up. Well, Charles, this Thanksgiving tradition, so great. I mean, going back essentially through the full century of the NFL, I know you probably have a lot of fond memories of Thanksgiving Day football yourself.
I certainly do, and I don't have the Turkey Bowl tradition. You know, the families that go out and play and then come in and sit down to their feast and watch football. But I remember the Lions jumping on the Packers on Thanksgiving Day. The only loss the Packers had in 1962, and they sacked Bart Starr over 10 times in that game. And I remember Dave Williams from the Bears returning the overtime kickoff for a touchdown to win a game on Thanksgiving Day. I remember so many different things happening. But how much fun is it each and every year to know that you've got football on Thanksgiving Day?
On 4th down, on is Logan Cook to punt. Back deep, the dangerous Tyler Lockett. And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Back onto the field come the Lions for their 2nd overall drive. Now, they were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back, and it's still 0-0.
And because of that, you know what the thought process is? Interception. What interception? It didn't really happen because they gave up no points. So go back on the attack. Go back and run the offense you believe will be successful. Find your playmakers and give them the football.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4. Now Garoppolo escaping the pressure right. And his throw is incomplete.
As soon as I saw him break contain and get outside, my first thought and my eyes gravitated downfield, because nowadays, most of these quarterbacks, when they do that, they want the big play downfield. They don't want to throw it short. In this case, he took the shot. It fell incomplete.
And after getting tackled, he's still down and looking very slow to get up. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. So on 4th down, here's Johnny Hecker to punt it away. Back to return it, Christian McCaffrey. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. This will be a 41-yard punt, 3 on the return. And the Bears take over. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. And they, almost to a man, told us how excited they are to be playing in this traditional Thanksgiving game. But we have to remember, this is a team that lost on Sunday. Now they get a very quick turnaround to play again. How difficult is that to do?
It's difficult under any normal circumstance when you're coming off of a loss and you have a quick turnaround. The first thing is to put the loss behind you and move forward. But when you play on Thanksgiving Day, everyone's watching you. It's an added bonus, though, because now you put the loss behind you. Get that taste out of your mouth, because the taste you want is victory, turkey, and pumpkin pie.
Now this defense for the Lions, they were very strong last week in that win over Cleveland.
And what I saw on film was a nearly unstoppable pass rush. 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries given up. So now what do you do on offense? You just max protect, keep everyone in and run the ball, or maybe just 1 or 2 receiver routes in order to try and keep your quarterback upright.
And the pressure gets to McCaffrey as they stop him short of the line to gain. Nothing doing on that one, and it'll be 4th down.
All right, quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers putting up their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the 2nd and the 3rd level.
Yeah, he was looking for the check-up bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. And Detroit back in possession of the football. As mentioned, this one of the hottest teams in the NFL, riding that winning streak into this one, but now playing here on Thursday night. Do you think that this helps or hurts their momentum?
Well, ordinarily, I'd say it hurts the momentum because now you get that short week. But when a team's playing as well as they are, it actually allows them to down focus and only worry about themselves and less about their opponent. So when you're playing well, you just worry about the things you're doing well and let the opponent deal with that.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. They'll run for the first time with J.K. Dobbins. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down. Garoppolo. He'll swing this out to Dobbins. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Garoppolo going to try and throw on 3rd. Eluding the pressure right. And that ball incomplete, nearly intercepted. Took a chance with that one. It'll lead to a 4th down. And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And the Lions are going to take a 3-0 lead. So 3 drives now for this offense, and that field goal gives them their first 3 points.
So if you're an offensive coordinator and you're averaging a point a drive, you're in the wrong line of work, aren't you? You got to find a way to unlock the key to these defenses and put some big points on the board.
And this will come out to the 25 as Jones elects for the touchback. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Well, they come into this one off the loss over the weekend, but you say if you're going to play a Thursday night game, this is the week to do it.
It certainly is, because you get right back out there. You don't have time to dwell on things. And look, your game plan is going to be a little more limited, but so is theirs. So that's when you just appeal to your top players. Guys, you make plays in this one, we out-execute them, we can walk away with a win.
2nd and 4. This is McCaffrey on the give. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. You know, thinking of this Thanksgiving Day game, Charles, for years we've heard the talk, why don't we open up these Thanksgiving Day games instead of just being Detroit and Dallas every year, give other teams a shot to host? I know you're kind of like me. Mike Evans, he's going to go. Touchdown, Chicago. Mike Evans, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Bears have taken the lead. So on 3rd and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end zone and made it pay off.
Extra point right down the middle, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive, and it culminates in a touchdown for Chicago. Here's Jarvis Landry now on the return. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Detroit's offense ready to take over. And they, if you just look at this game, Charles, on paper, they've got the edge, no doubt. They're hanging around the top of the NFC. On the other side, you got a squad that's towards the bottom of the NFC. But when we mentioned that to the coaches, they were having no part of it.
Yeah, and I like how you said when we mentioned it. In fact, I mentioned it, and I upset them a little bit, didn't I? Because they wanted no part of that one, and I was reminded, like a 5-year-old, this is the NFL. Any given Sunday, anything can happen. They are guarding against the upset.
On second down, a run with Dobbins. These two teams met up earlier in the year, back in Week 4, and it was the Lions who got the road victory in that one, so they'll be looking to claim the season series now here at home in Detroit. Flush to his right. He hits his target, Lockett. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A big play that time on the catch and run. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Flushed out right. And that nearly a turnover, but it's incomplete. Oh, fortunate to retain possession there, and it's second down. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Now a handoff. This is Gordon. And give him about 3 as he gets it down to the 22-yard line. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or 2 because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. Escaping the pressure right. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Lions turned away on 4th down. And the Bears will get the football back. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They start on the ground with McCaffrey. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or 2 short here with 3rd down coming up. Now Jones. He'll fight his man, Laviska Shenault. Touchdown, Chicago! Laviska Shenault, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bears will extend their lead. And they just ran the fly route there, didn't they?
You broke it down perfectly. He ends up catching that one and taking it all the way into the end zone.
Well, thanks. It was pretty simple to break down, though. I mean, that's just a guy going, running on the go route, making a play.
Speed,
kills.
Speed, speed. And what does it do?
It kills.
There you go.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that pushes the lead up to 11. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. Here's Landry. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go around?
I don't think it changes much.
Oh, a leap, and he will make the catch. So the big play has him all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. To throw is Garoppolo. Eluding the pressure right. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Appeared to me he was just trying to find an open receiver and got forced out to his right. Had to come off of a guy downfield, trying to hit his back. Unable to connect. Should have been an easier throw moving to his right, though.
Yeah, much easier, obviously, for a right-handed quarterback. If he was going to his left, a little bit tougher.
Exactly.
And this may be a carbon copy as he'll again be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10. Garoppolo looks to throw. Flush to his right. This is caught. It's Brown. And he is going to have a Lions first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half. On 1st down, Garoppolo. That's out to the flat for Gordon. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. And now they come up and spike it to stop the clock. Looking to throw. Garoppolo. Rifles one complete into the hands of Gronkowski. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And no move to get the offense off the field. Despite failing once, they're going to go again here on 4th down. They're going to run. This is Gordon. And he's not going to get in. They stop him at the 1. Gordon can't break through against this defensive line. And the Chicago defense able to come up with a goal line stand. The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. A handoff, McCaffrey running right. And from the 4, they get it to the 8 on a pickup of 4. Earlier this half, you were wondering how the defense was going to handle him defensively. Were they going to bottle him up at different levels, so to speak, is what you said. What have you seen so far?
Well, I think they've been absolutely terrific because it feels like on every play, if we were watching this in the film room, when he clicked off the film or stopped it, you would see 11 shirts of that same color right there in the frame trying to tackle him. That's what you're looking for.
Now the Bears going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Throwing Jones. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 26.
So first thing crossed my mind is why didn't they just sit on the lead and take it to the locker room? They're in good shape.
Absolutely. And from this spot on the field, now you've given the other side a chance for points here going into intermission.
Yeah, you changed the momentum of the game, and it's something you did not need to do.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. Odell Beckham. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Lions get a late score here in the final minute of the first half.
If you didn't know it, it won't surprise you to find out that this team leads the league in scoring. They've been a quick strike team all season long. There's another example. They did it again. This offensive coordinator, right now, he can write his ticket towards being a head coach. He's advanced in the ways of offense.
Garoppolo looking to throw for it. And now Garoppolo lost the football. And this is picked up by the Bears.
It's funny to me because we actually keep a football in the booth with us during games, and I notice you cradling the football. You got it tucked pretty tight with the points of pressure here, and that didn't occur on that play, did it?
Now, you saying I wouldn't have fumbled if I was down there?
You would not have fumbled. You got that thing locked in tight.
I'll must have really large biceps. A second quarter onside kick there that failed. Is that something that maybe they had dialed up before this game started?
It feels like it, doesn't it? That they thought they had the right situation, you know, and the right approach in going after it. Also may signal that they feel like they have the superior team, that they can try these sorts of things and it won't come back and hurt them later.
The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. From the 40 now on second down. Jones, he'll get this underneath to McCaffrey. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. And the Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. Jones from the gun on third down. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. This a 43-yard attempt. And his kick is right there. It's good, and that'll push the lead up to 8. So a nice kick there as they add 3 to the lead.
And from what I've seen so far, Brandon, I think they've been the better of the two teams here in the first half. So even though you want the touchdown, I think that's a nice job there to put 3 points on the board.
Garoppolo, a final shot here before half. He's going deep for Brown. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half. So we're at halftime here in the annual Thanksgiving game in Detroit. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. And a happy Thanksgiving to everybody out there as we look ahead to 2 more games later today and then a full slate coming up this weekend. Some good games starting in the early window on Sunday, and one of the big ones features the New England Patriots, as they'll have to do battle with the Tennessee Titans. Later in the afternoon, a lot of the country will be watching the game at Lambeau Field in Green Bay, where it'll be the Packers taking on the LA Rams. And finally, on Monday Night Football, a good one in the NFC. Seattle traveling cross-country to take on Washington at FedEx Field. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A 1-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. Set to resume. Here we go with the second half. The Bears holding the lead and ready to receive the kick. And we will not see a return to start the half, as this will be a touchback. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more because...
Oh, what a juke into space. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And this is scooped up by the Lions. So turnovers, Charles, you figure will be key in the second half, and that's a big giveaway there.
Yeah, and as you and I both know, coaches are always preaching ball security, and none more often than right here in the second half of a tight football game. Now you've got to believe what the coaches are saying and take care of that football.
Flushed out right. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's second down. On second down, they'll run with Gordon. Pushing forward for 3 up to the 48.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
He'll let it go deep for Beckham. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. And yes, they want the points, so they will decline the penalty. No question there.
You don't think they spent a couple seconds mulling over what the penalty
I don't
would do
even
for
know
them?
why they asked the sideline.
Not at all. When you put the ball in the end zone on a takeaway, take the points and keep moving.
Now Garoppolo will lead his guys up to go for the two-point try. They'll try and throw for it. Goes right side. And he's got it. So they went ahead and went for two to tie the game, and it works out. And around the goal line, especially on two-point tries, sometimes the QB's best friend is that big target, the tight end.
I love how you described it because you know he's going to have some length and some catch radius as well as a big body to keep people away from the football.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. No run back here for Jones, a touchback. Out comes Christian McCaffrey with the rest of the offense. I think he's still shaking his head a little. It was his fumble on the previous drive that led to the touchdown that has us tied.
And sometimes it's worse on a runner who drops it like that to watch the other team take the ball downfield and score than maybe if they just returned it right away. You know what I mean? Because sometimes what happens that fast, you're right back out on the field. Instead, he had to watch it happen. Let's see if it affects him going forward the rest of the game.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Back to throw. Jones. And he finds his target. It's Schultz. And I think the ball's out. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27.
And that, Charles, you'd have to think a pretty avoidable mistake.
You're exactly right about that, partner, because it all comes down to covering up the football. Look, turnovers are going to happen. They're inevitable. But in a tie game in the third quarter, those turnovers can change the tide of the ball game. And now it's up to their defense to try and bail them out. Got to take care of the rock.
After the fumble recovery, it's Garoppolo. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. Carl Nassib showing his strength and quickness there, a loss of 4. 2nd and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack. Garoppolo now. He's going deep for Brown. And this is caught. Touchdown. Wait, hold a second here. Flag down. Let's see if this will stand. So they will go ahead and obviously decline the pass interference, and the touchdown will stand. Justin Tucker for the extra point. And they will take a 7-point lead now. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Now Jones. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. So the completion good for 6 yards. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down. Looking to throw. Jones to Evans on the slant. And he will have the Bears first down, and he was able to get it by plenty. A gain of 8 on 3rd and 3. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Airing this one out for Evans. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Chicago. Mike Evans, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Bears are an extra point away from tying the football game.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that into the broadcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
Point after, right down the middle. And that will tie our game here in the 3rd. Nothing separating these two sides. 24 all our score as he sends this one away. Here's Landry. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. And their lead has evaporated in this 3rd quarter. It's tied once more as they begin with a 1st and 10. There's Garoppolo to throw. He'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Brown has the 1st down and much more. And he takes it across the 50 to the 46-yard line.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
Now Gordon on 1st down. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. So a decent game, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Looking to throw, Garoppolo. He's going deep for Brown. Oh, a leap, and he will make the catch. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A big connection on that one. 37 yards. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. To throw, it's Garoppolo. His throw incomplete.
He's 2nd in the NFL in interceptions, and you understand why. He plays a game of great intelligence, understands positioning, and has a great ability to break on the football when it's in the air.
So fun to watch his closing speed, and another example of it on that play. On 2nd down now, it's Gordon. Nifty move, and he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Melvin Gordon, his 17th touchdown now on the season. And the Lions have broken our tie as they take the lead. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and they will take a 7-point lead. 5 plays there on that drive. And it's capped off by a touchdown run coming from Melvin Gordon. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
And this will come out to the 25 as Jones elects for the touchback.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Another run with McCaffrey on second down.
They'll only get a couple up to about the 30.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're not doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature and make sure you don't get hurt.
And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
We're on to the fourth here on Thanksgiving Day. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here's Jones on 1st and 10. Evans has it left side. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Jones' throw taken in by Evans here.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helped to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
Meanwhile, Jones' throw into the hands of the receiver, Chenault.
And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 22-yard line.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the fourth. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. They'll give it up to McCaffrey, and he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line. The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3. Back to throw. Jones.
Open man left side. It's the tight end, DeGuara.
And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds. They'll try to run with McCaffrey. And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7. The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal. Looking to throw. Jones. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
3rd and goal. And keep in mind, very possibly 4-down territory.
Back to throw. Jones. And this time he's got the hookup. It's complete. They wind up with 6 on the hookup there, but it's not enough. 4th and goal.
Nice completion, nice gain.
Great tackle.
Really good tackle. Kept him in bounds, kept things going. What do you do here?
That's the question. Let's see what they do. And he didn't get there. Knocked backwards to the 2-yard line. They tried to let the fullback pound it in between the tackles, but he stopped up short. And the Lion defense able to come up there with a goal line stand. They'll try and grind some clock with Gordon. The Pro Bowler Fletcher Cox there to get him down. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Throwing now is Garoppolo. Buying time to his left. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
Escaping the pressure right. It's complete to Brown, right side. And he is out of bounds right around the 34. We've got a one-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. Dancing away at the 35. Fighting through it, he's got space. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Garoppolo looking to throw. Looking downfield for Jones. And this is caught. And that could seal it. It's a touchdown.
Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly in control right now, but I'm looking at your face and I'm thinking I've got to be careful with that.
Well, it's a 2-score game. You're inside at 2 minutes. I think you can breathe relatively easily now.
Yeah, you can, but still, you got to stay vigilant. You can't give up anything cheap and easy. That could put you in some jeopardy.
Tucker with the extra point, and the lead now up to 14. That time a 6-play drive, and it's capped off by a touchdown for the Lions. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. No run back here for Jones, a touchback. So now the Bears down by 2 touchdowns. And time, a huge factor. How will this thing pan out? We'll watch as they come up on 1st down. Now a throw downfield is taken in by his running back. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. Jones, a big play that time through the air. 30 yards toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete.
And let's face it, this defense has had its share of struggles all game long, and they know that they can put it all behind them if they defend well here in the 2-minute drill. Excellent coverage right there to force the incompletion.
Jones throw into the hands of Cobb. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. To throw is Jones. This is caught by Evans. Touchdown! Mike Evans with his 3rd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Bears have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Extra point right down the middle. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So a minute and change to go, and this is going to be an onside kick. And the Lions are able to cover this one up. Melvin Gordon now, he and the offense, they trot back out there. After some early struggles running the ball, they've really picked it up. Early it just seemed like there were no holes there. Now all of a sudden the holes seem to be there. I don't know if that's just my imagination.
And give them credit that they kept their confidence, because sometimes when you get stuffed big in the running game early, especially for an entire half, it really makes you retreat a little bit, but not this group. They always have the confidence. If they just get their assignments down, they would get in sync with their runners, and off they went.
On 2nd down, Gordon once more. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the 1st down marker is here on 3rd. To throw is Garoppolo. And he's going to be stopped here at the 43, and that is not near enough to pick up the first. 5 yards, not enough, and it'll be 4th down.
How about that strategy there, Brandon? 3rd down. They just said, we've got faith in our tacklers. We'll give you the short stuff, and just decided to...
And it's a fake. He's going to throw it. And it's complete. They're going to get the first. And they're able to pick up the first and keep possession. It would have been a long kick. It was prime fake field goal territory. They faked it. They got it.
So much for defense in this situation, because the natural play there is you go into what we call safe, meaning you don't really rush on that one. You almost concede. If they want to kick a long one like that and make it, so be it. You just don't give up the fake. Yet they did anyway. Poor execution on the defensive side.
So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
So you get the sense that whatever was said at halftime obviously hit home. I think it's a little bit more than that, though. Obviously, there are words that are said, and, hey, come on, guys, we have to play better. But sometimes it's just sharpening your execution, sharpening your focus, and maybe doing the things you practiced all week without major adjustments, just doing them better. And that got it done in this one.
So for Detroit, they just keep on rolling as they move to 9-2 with a win here. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week, where they take on the Minnesota Vikings.
Whoa. Great win to the Detroit Lions. I never doubted you guys for a second. And, man, perfect win by you guys. 9-2, baby. 9-2. Wow. Who would have thought? Now, I do give credit to the Chicago Bears. You know, they were putting up a good fight. But they struggled throughout the entire game. Just like, you know, previous games that they've done. They have struggled. Daniel Jones, decent quarterback. I see a lot of good things going for him in the years ahead. And, you know, Jimmy Garoppolo, he got the win for the team, but he struggled a lot today. I feel like his mindset wasn't on the prize. He was throwing a lot of interceptions. He wasn't making great plays here and there. He was kind of getting sloppy. Of course, moving forward, he kind of, you know, got into his groove of things and started to pick things up. But mistakes like that during this point of the NFL, it's a complete game changer. If you make one mess up and, like, you lose, or you go through this long stretch of, like, a losing streak, that can hurt you in the long run. It can hurt your players in the long run. Most importantly, it can hurt your coach, who puts out the hard work. But, you know, as I said, giving all of these guys the credit that's due. They all did good. They all played hard out there. And my respect goes out to all of them. Now, the Lions, they get to go up against the Minnesota Vikings next week. And the quarterback for them is Deshaun Watson, and their best wide receiver there, Tyreek Hill, is going to be out there. So the Lions need to not so much just watch out, but, you know, make sure they look over their shoulder just a little bit. Just a little. But this is Dalton from Madden Sports. I'll see you all on the next game, where we will have the coverage, and I will bring it back to the boys, of course, as you all know. And we'll see you then. So, see ya.